And now, in Who's Views, it's time to divert power from the warp engines to beam up for the 60th anniversary of Star Trek.
Hello everybody, here we are. Welcome back to Who's Views and Reviews and our ongoing mission to celebrate 60 years of Star Trek here in 2026. It's lovely to see you. I am with Lex and with Paul and with Andy. Good to see you, gentlemen.
Hi. Hello there, nice to see you.
Good to see you.
And before we go anywhere, we are broadcasting live on the 21st of the 3rd, 2026. So before we go anywhere at all, I think we should actually say, for tomorrow, a huge happy birthday to the one and only Mr. William Shatner, who's celebrating. Exactly, yay! He's celebrating his birthday tomorrow, so all the best to him and happy birthday. And that picture, everybody, as you can probably see there, that is from his social media. It's his X account, and apparently he was on that Masked Singer show over there.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. That would have taken them by surprise, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Did he just say the words of the songs then? Did he?
Just poetry.
Like Rex Harrison all the way. Yeah.
And don't forget, he's got his new album coming out. His heavy metal album coming out.
Yeah.
I thought a minute off-brand there he came as Tweaky. He looked a bit like Tweaky from Buck Rogers there.
Oh my goodness! I think he's a bit too tall, isn't he?
Possibly, yeah. A wee bit,
Lex, you've got some good news because, of course, we knew in the last couple of weeks that Mr. Shatner wasn't well, so you can give us an update, can't you?
Yeah. There's a trailer this afternoon on all social media platforms that William Shatner is coming to Liverpool Comic Con. So there was some news that fans were going, "Oh my, is he still coming or not?" And all this, and it looks like he's coming now, but he's being monitored. He's being monitored, I think. Just to be safe.
Well, let's hope that he is getting on the mend, and if he's committing to his British conventions, that's a good sign, isn't it? But happy birthday and get well soon to Mr. Shatner, the legend that he is. Let's face it, what a sci-fi legend he is, and there's not many of them left, to be quite honest.
Is he 94? Is he?
Yes, I think he is.
95.
Okay.
85, right?
Yeah.
Good innings, isn't it?
Yeah.
On a par with Tom. Good to see you in the chat. We are here to review Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. And Funky is with us saying, hi all, I've just finished rewatching this for the first time in years, and it was better than I remembered. Well, that's going to be good, Funky. You'll have to tell us why. Because yes, here we go then. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, which was written by Harve Bennett and also produced by Harve Bennett and directed by somebody called Leonard Nimoy. I don't know. Never heard of him. No, I don't know who that was. And of course, it was the first time that somebody from the show actually got to direct it. It wasn't going to be the last, though. It opened in the USA on June the 1st, 1984, and grossed over $16 million over a limited amount of cinemas, actually, across North America. It's an estimated 1,996 cinemas took it, guys, which actually a big scale of things. Wow. I don't think that's much in the big scale of things. I don't know. I thought they could have done a few more. I mean, I don't know. Call me ignorant. I might well be. But not bad at all, gentlemen, because the budget was $16 million, apparently. So it recouped it back in practically 48 hours. So good for them. It opened in the United Kingdom on the 14th of June, 1984. And, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, was up against in the cinemas The Temple of Doom with Indiana Jones, Gremlins, Ghostbusters, and something called Top Secret. Yeah. Yes. So that's what you call a summer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Really. Really good summer there, everybody. Radium is with us saying, I can't remember. Did they find him?
Spoilers, yes.
Spoilers, yeah.
And Steve Braddock is saying, up your shaft, LOL, as he's seen what's on Paul's tag there.
Up your own shaft as well, that's right, yeah.
A lot of you saying happy birthday to Mr. Shatner as well too. And John Steed, we are so lucky to have two sci-fi icons, both in the 90s, Tom Baker and Bill Shatner. We certainly are. We certainly are, aren't we, everybody? And we are very grateful for them, I'm sure. My Trek lore isn't that great, says Funky, but was it already established that Klingons could transport while cloaked, or was that a boo-boo? I don't think much was actually really established, was it, in the original series?
No.
So I think this is probably them actually setting the law down. If you're a hardcore science fiction fan for Star Trek, please come and tell us, because I don't remember anything in the original series, because they didn't bother with stuff like that much, did they?
No, they have the mods and stuff. But I don't remember the effects like that.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is. I mean, a lot came into these movies that was then continued into the various forms of Star Trek that came after it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so there we go. Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock. I have to say, guys, one of my favorite Star Trek films ever. And it's actually very unusual, isn't it? Because you are now in the middle of a trilogy. So we've talked about The Wrath of Khan. We've got The Search for Spock here continuing, because this is set weeks after number 2 has finished.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. It's very, very quick turnaround for it. And then, of course, we've got the next one coming as well, which finishes off the whole sort of story of Khan and Spock and the recuperation. But I love this middle piece. What about you?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like one or two in the chat. This is the second Star Trek movie that I've only saw once. So watching it this weekend for this review was only the second time I'd seen it. And my memory of both Star Trek 2 and 3 was that they were weaker than the other films. Well, that's because I was younger. And watching them now, I can appreciate them both more. And certainly Wrath of Khan was a lot stronger than I remembered. And this one was also stronger than I remembered, but not quite up there with Khan. But close. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Like with Andy said, it was the same as me when I was a kid. I thought, it's okay movie, but when we had lockdown, I was watching that a lot more, and I've got to used to it, and saw some things as well for the first time.
It's amazing how much you appreciate when you're older, film and TV, definitely. I like Andy, I've not seen it very many times. I think I've seen it 3 times, and twice was in the past week. So so I really enjoyed it and thought it was really good. I was wondering if you guys knew this. Was it Leonard Nimoy's first his directorial debut, or had he directed stuff before this or not? Do you know?
He did it. I think he directed stuff on TV. He directed some Columbos as well.
Oh, did he? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if this is his first outing in the director's trade, he did really well. But for a first film, definitely, it's incredible.
It's certainly his first movie. And it was really funny, of course, because, we sort of touched on the fact in Khan, and what happens with Khan there, that William Shatner and other people knew that he was going to come back. And there's a whole story about what Mr. Shatner says about it. And when they went back to Nimoy and said, along the lines of, do you want to come back? Too right, I'm coming back. I'm going to direct the bloody thing, And
those thought, oh God, no.
They thought, But I think he does a fantastic job. I think the direction is just superb, and he because he knows Star Trek, he captures it. But he's also at this point as well, Mr. Nimoy. He started to influence the look of it and the feel of it through the scripts, isn't he? As well, Star Trek.
Yeah. Was it Harv Bennett that decided on the idea of making McCoy embody the mind of Spock? Because that's absolute genius. It really is.
That was in Star Trek 2. They had the idea to do something like, what can we do to preserve another film?
And also leave the door open should Mr. Nimoy decide, I've made a mistake, which he did in Star Trek 2, didn't he? While he was filming, he thought, oh God, I've done the wrong thing here.
I've changed my mind now.
Because he suddenly realised, and good for him, that this thing had legs.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all, is there? No, he would have had a mortgage, like everybody else. But no, it's just. There's something about this, because coming off the back of the all-action-paced Khan, that incredible revelation at the very end, and then when you pick up with 3, there is that. It is a continuation because there's this sadness, isn't it? At that very beginning, you've got the lone shot of the Enterprise looking very sad, actually, as well. And that beautiful music, again, from James Horner, sets the tone, I think. It's that beautiful, sweet Lex that comes into it. Over I think it's gorgeous.
And we see Fingy in that scene, don't we, from the original series, and she did a cameo in the motion picture, and she does this when she sees the Enterprise.
Oh yes, I know who you mean in the space.
Yeoman,
yeah, that's
she's
right.
Like, what have they done to the Enterprise? She said, "Care."
Yeah,
that's what she does.
Yeah, I never understood that back in the day. Oh my god! Hey, we've got John Steed saying, I think the third film is very underrated, but he's also saying to us, and it's the best crew in my eyes, followed by The Next Generation. Yeah, there's something about this mix, isn't there, of this lot here? There's something about them. And certainly in this film, there's a team feeling, isn't there, Paul?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You can see them really bonding, and when they all get together to rescue McCoy, that's really well done. I love that. Don't call me tiny. That was
yeah, that's a great one. It's. I mean, they're playing to what's written on the script. But they do it so well. There is that feeling of a family unit here now, which is they try to now at this point replicate it in every subsequent Star Trek that follows. I think.
Yeah.
So it's a good one, isn't it, John Steed? They are good together.
Yeah.
Well, it could be that they've with Leonard Nimoy directing, and it being the third film where they're back together. Apart from getting back into their characters, it could be that they feel that they can talk to the director more because they know him and say, not sure Chekhov would say it quite like this. And they can maybe tweak the lines to better fit what they think their character is.
They've always said in films, when I was in film school, the best directors are former actors or actors because they know the actors, they know their goals, their weaknesses. And they said we can work around about that. Yeah. And that's what I got taught. So
I imagine that went on a bit. That would have helped their gelling together enormously, I think.
Yeah, probably. And they would have felt in safe hands, wouldn't they? As he knew that Nimoy knew their characters just as well as he knew Spock. And the beautiful thing about it, of course, Spock is not in this. So the whole mystery of all this thing is what's going to happen. So you've got the various younger one, but all you want to do is see Nimoy. Really,
yeah.
It's quite harrowing watching Spock effectively going through Vulcan puberty and all that kind of stuff and growing up really quickly. That's quite harrowing. All that howling and crying and angst is quite terrorizing.
And the planet can feel the pain as well.
So the planet's having a tantrum.
I didn't realize the whole thing was like some gestalt entity.
Well, it is in a sense because what's happened is they've jettisoned the dead Spock with his body to the planet, which is in this point it's forming, isn't it? So it's regenerated him. It's taken him back. He must have started as a baby in that thing, and at some point he's got out of the pod. But he's linked to the planet. So as the planet starts to decay in age, so does Spock, which explains, I think, why Spock matures so very quickly and gets to the point where he was with Nimoy's.
They timed his extraction just right.
Yes, exactly. It's really, really good. Funky, what you're saying to us, technically, it isn't a search since they know where he is in both body and mind quite early into it. Very true, actually. Very true. I suppose that was at the time, though, because if you remember, Funky, at the time, when Rother Khan had come out and people had seen it, there was that fuss of what have you done? How can you do this to Spock? I remember that. I remember the general public, the not-we's, as it were quite upset. Like, they killed Spock. It was a big thing. I remember reading about it in my dad's paper. We went to see this, and they killed Spock. And I remember the audience when we went to see the Wrath of Khan being very, and there was a stunned silence. So I think the search of the title is there purely for the public.
Yeah.
Come and join us. Come see what happens. I think it's tempting.
Yeah, I don't have the same ring to it called "We Just Mislaid Spock." That's not as exciting.
We left him on Genesis.
He's down the back of the sofa.
John Robertson saying to us, "This was a good movie, not as good as the one that came next, but very enjoyable." Oh, That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, yes. It was a good movie, says John, with a good script. I think it's less remembered being sandwiched between Khan and The Way Home. And PTA's with us. Hello, mate. Just my opinion that this movie wasn't very good. If Nemo hadn't been such a diva by leaving, they could have focused on doing a good sci-fi story instead. Fair enough. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. They could have done, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they could have done. I still like it. I still think they pulled it off.
Oh yeah. You know,
Yes.
the two key scenes that I liked in the film was
Thank you, Paul.
when Chekhov sees someone's broken into Spock's quarters, and
he goes all Russian.
William Shatner goes, Captain Kirk. He says, he says he's gone. He's dead. He thinks he's gone, totally gone, and then he hears Spock's voice, and he thinks he's just hearing things, and he goes, "Help me, Jim! Help me! Take me back to Genesis." And then the next scene was when the Enterprise, he says, "We want to go back to Genesis." He says, "The Enterprise is nearly 20 years old. It's decommissioned now," and he wanted to go back.
Yeah, I never understood that as a kid, because I'm seeing this. I would have been 14. I'm British, so I haven't seen it all properly, because it wasn't as big here. Well, it was big, but it wasn't as big as it was in its home country of America. And I'm thinking, how can the Enterprise be 20 years old? Because you've got all this backstory before it, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I didn't realize, how the hell is it 20 years old? Oh my God. Really bizarre stuff. Hello, Alphabet Cat, the first Star Trek film that I got to see in the cinema. Oh, how lovely.
Wow.
Gorgeous. We've got a couple of them saying in the chat, shame Kirstie Alley didn't return. I think she tried, didn't she?
It was something to do with her negotiations, and she wanted a bit more pay.
More money.
To come back. Yeah. She was offered in future films, but she declined.
Well, she would have been busy with Cheers as well, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Was it Lee said on the last review that she couldn't come back in a later movie because of contracts?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't surprise me.
I miss her as well, but I think the new actor plays the part really well. Yeah.
She does a good job. Yeah. I don't think the fans at the time appreciated her, but I thought she did a great job.
Didn't they really?
No, I did a bit of Googling on it, and the fans of the day didn't take to her, but then they wouldn't have been aware of Kirstie Alley's issues. Internet wasn't around to look these things up back then. But I thought she pulled it off all right.
She did a good job. She did a good job.
She's not that unlike Kirstie Alley features-wise either.
Very similar, yeah.
They are similar. She smiles a little bit too much for me, this one.
For a Vulcan, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like smiling Vulcans, Paul.
No.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that there. Hello, Mark McIntosh, how are you? James Horner's score is absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah. It is, isn't it? It absolutely is stunning. And again, it's one of those things, Mark, where I've gone back and I've listened to it because it's everywhere now, isn't it? And I'll tell you what, I was at a record fair, Mark, a while back now, and they wanted £79 for the album, for the vinyl, and that's second, third hand. And then I said, why is it that much? And the fella said, well, it was deleted on vinyl years ago, and Star Trek fans will pay that sort of money. And I thought, well, I'm not bloody well not paying that sort of money. Who do you think you are, darling? Madonna. So anyway, there's that. Chris Kaz, good to see you. I see this film as the second part of a trilogy, starting with the Wrath of Khan. Yeah, me too. And it absolutely is. Wrath of Khan, this one, and then the next one, The Voyage Home, isn't it?
Well, when he brought out a Blu-ray box set, when the first Blu-rays came out, they did do that as the Star Trek trilogy. They did Wrath of Khan.
Oh, did they?
Search of Spock and Voyage Home, and you can still get it on Amazon, but it's limited. But
why would you want to when you can get all 6,000 of them?
Yeah, they said the Star Trek trilogy because they said the other one was just an opener, the motion picture. So
Oh, it's all good stuff, isn't it? It's all good stuff. That the old days, when we were learning how to market stuff, and Paramount would do everything because they knew the Star Trek fan base would lap everything up. They were worse than the BBC with Doctor Who. Far worse. They left Space Dock without shields. It can't have been a Tuesday, says Funky. Hello, Third Doctor Andy. This film is fantastic in 4K. Ooh, posh. Posh.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
On a home
yeah.
cinema as well, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do 4K in this house.
I don't
Can't
even know
afford it,
what that
Andy. That's the problem, isn't it?
is. Do you have to have a proper? You have to have a specific Blu-ray player for 4K.
No, it's
do, yeah.
it's an Ultra HD 4K player with Blu-ray and DVD.
You have to have a Pacific TV as well.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
I checked.
Yeah, I got a projector for my one, so.
Oh, you see, Third Doctor Andy, I won't be investing in any of that then. That costs money. The coffin Spock was in, was it a photon torpedo? It was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I noticed something when the film started today, and Lex, I know you love your movies, you might have thought the same thing. When the camera panned through the undergrowth to where the torpedo was at the beginning of the movie, it reminded me of the end of 2010 Odyssey 2.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
The camera pans to the alien planet foliage and the monolith stood there in the mist. It just echoed that slightly.
Yeah. It does, yeah.
That movie came out the same year, fully enough.
You did, yeah. A couple of
months
later, that came out in 2010.
Yeah. 1984. Goodness me. Do you know, the only thing I really remember about 1984 is Doctor Who season 21 and Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Everything else is a bit of a long distant memory now.
And ILM was involved in that as well in 2010. So must have been done a similar shot.
I didn't know that.
Thank you for your super chat, Paul. PTA Paul Ashworth is saying Spock could have been the original Bobby Ewing and woke up in the sonic shower. I'm so glad they didn't go down that route, though.
No.
I really am. That would have been a big cop out, especially for a multi-million-dollar movie.
It would have been McCoy's dream, though, surely, not Spock's, to be honest.
Dalek Shalom is also saying to us, I watched the 4K version. The transfer is excellent. It must have looked really something in the cinema. And hello, Cara. I think the thing that irritated me was the way that Starfleet closed ranks and wouldn't explain anything to the Enterprise crew. Obviously, not in favor of misinformation skills. I suppose, yeah.
Oh, it's something to, It's something it was to do with like the talks about Genesis. They said there's been a bit of a battle in politics, since you've been away.
Yeah. It's that. There's that scene when they're back at Kirk's apartment. I'm assuming it's an apartment because there's no street outside his front door. And there's that scene where they're all raising a glass and stuff of that, Ribena. And are we going to get another ship? I can't tell. Maybe that's what Cara means there. I don't know.
The bit in that in his apartment that made me laugh. Had Kirk just been jogging, because that wonderful civvy outfit would be jogging in a shell suit, obviously. That's fantastic. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Good to see Scotsman in New York with us. How are you, fella? Hope everything's all right over there. This is a really good film. I can't believe I've met everyone except DeForest. Leonard was lovely, and I have replica uniforms signed by Bill, Leonard, and Michelle. I think I first saw Star Trek in 1970. Wow.
Wow.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is absolutely. We have to talk about DeForest, of course, in this, because McCoy is raised suddenly, isn't he? I mean, he's been, as part of how Bennett wanted to make sure that there was the trilogy, which was Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, which is fair enough, so you had the whole Trinity thing going on here. And in this film, McCoy really he's really raised it in the script, and DeForest goes for it, doesn't he? Because he's absolutely cracking. He's doing this incredible sort of, not impersonation, but he is, he is doing a Nimoy as best he can.
Yeah.
And he does it well.
But he's flipping between the two, which is really clever, really well done. Yeah.
That's what, because at this point he's realizing the guy's schizophrenic in a sense, isn't he?
Yeah. They all think he's lost the plot after Spock's so-called death.
Yeah.
But he's doing the two characters, which is a big performance for one actor to do.
Yeah.
And I like to see when he's in the cafeteria and the chief of security comes and he's trying to do a vocal neck pinch and he does the eyebrow and he goes in.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
He's going, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Are you thinking, why is it not working?
And then prior to that, with the barmaid as well, you know what? It's not your usual poison. It's not logical to drink poison. But yeah, that was bro. That stuff is lovely. That back and forthness is very funny. Yeah,
this is the brilliant thing about this element now of Star Trek. They're back home. They're in San Francisco, and it's being done lovely. You actually feel, oh yeah, they're back on Earth. They're doing.
I
this.
like that. I like that. You
Nice,
didn't really get that, did you, in the original series? You didn't get. I won't call it soap elements, but you didn't get Earthside stories really. And I just like the bar scenes and the apartment scenes. It just lent a bit of depth to it.
The alien was funny in that as well. You know, the one with the big ears. He said,
"Yeah,
how can you hear about those big ears?"
Or something.
How can you hear with those big ears?
Again, we were saying this before we came on, who viewers. There is elements of humor in this, considering that this movie is basically dealing with the departure of a regular character, and then the anticipation of how the regular character is coming back into this, the resurrection of that regular character, and the resolution of that whole story to that element. You just you know, because it ends on a cliffhanger again.
Yeah.
But there is some. It's quite heavy, and there's a lot to do. But the lovely sense of humor that does come through it is fantastic. Cara is saying to me, JT, I found an article about Star Trek that you might find interesting. Would you like me to send it to? Yes, please, Cara. And anything else that anybody wants to send, you can get in touch with me at whosviews1@gmail.com. Okay. Come and just email that, anything. So send away, please, Cara. Very good of you. Thank you very much.
I was going to say there's another bit when they go into to collect McCoy, and they get that wonderful phrasing about wrong when they come in about he's fruit is a nutcake rather than the way round. That was hilarious. That gag when they do that, when they get that saying wrong way round about him being a bit bonkers. That I thought was very clever. Yeah, they did that.
What was funny was the scene where he asks his friend to say, "We need to go to this, get Spock, take him to Vulcan." And he says, "You don't have to believe. I don't believe myself, but you don't have to believe." And he said, "No." He says, "Okay, then." So at the end of the crew waiting for Kirk, and he goes, "The word is no, but I'm going anyway."
Yeah, there are these lovely scenes. I mean, I watched that again now, and I've seen it a couple of times because my friend Lee, that's usually joining us, but he's not well, so get well soon, mate. We went to see it on the big screen for whatever anniversary it was. It must have been 40, mustn't it? I think it was either last year or the year before. So we went to a cinema and we watched it, and it was empty. There was us and a couple of other Star Trekky people, and one of them you could tell was a real Trekkie because he was in the outfit from Next Generation. That's commitment. I thought, good for you, good for you. And he was on his own, and everybody was loving it. But it was not only did it look fantastic, but it's all those little bits that were coming out at the time. And I'm looking at this through older eyes and eyes of the day, thinking Starfleet here is not the goody two-shoes operation we think it is, because they've had this incident about Genesis. It's become a political thing.
Yeah.
On the couple of weeks that Enterprise is coming back from it, they've cut it off. Nobody's allowed to go with it. And they're keeping it secret. And I just thought that's very, very modern day now, isn't it? Really, where all these little things going on around the world, and they don't want everybody to know about it, and blah blah blah. You know, I just thought, oh look, nothing changes.
Nothing at all.
Mark Greaves, thank you for your super chat. Hi guys, I remember getting on a bus at 7 a.m. from Lancaster to go to Manchester, Forbidden Planet, to buy the battle-damaged Enterprise model kit.
Wow!
God bless you. Again, that's dedication for you, Mark. Wow, good for you. That's a hell of a trip as well. Well, it would have been back then on the bus from Lancaster to Manchester. Goodness me. What, did it take you a week? Oh, gosh, Mark, good for you. Thank you for that. That's a lovely memory. Cara is saying, my claim to fame is that I was lucky enough to meet two astronauts when I lived in the US, Michael Collins and Buzz Aldrin. Good grief.
Wow.
Wow, real Star Trekkers. That's wonderful, Cara. How lovely. And the scene where McCoy is trying to hire a spaceship from the alien is wonderful, says John. Yeah. Lots of quotes from you all coming through as well. Climb the steps to Mount Selenia, says McCoy. That, says Alphabet Cat. Yeah, that's one of your favorites. And Chris Callis wants to know, why was Chekhov dressing like a page boy when off duty?
Oh, they changed his costume halfway through that scene. If you see when they beam off the Enterprise, They got rid of that.
I'm not surprised.
You got like a pole neck black jumper and a leather jacket just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and he looked like something out of Hansel and Gretel.
I noticed that. I made a note down here. Chekhov looks like a Russian security agent from the 1960s. He looks like
a man from Uncle, to be honest.
Checkpoint Charlie or something, spying on people. I thought it was funny.
Lots of the quotes here as well. The death with ears like that from Kamikaze and Stephen Brown. They're loving that one. It's a good line. It is a good line because his ears as well are bloody horrible. I paid special attention to them when I watched them for this show, and I thought I've got to look at the ears this time. Bloody awful. And listen, fella, those earrings are doing nothing for you. Lose them. Nothing's happening there. And Dalek Shalom saying much of the plot of this mirrors Khan. Things happen, but with opposite results. Yes, I see what you're saying, actually. That's a good point. Yes.
It's a character itself, the computer program of Genesis. It becomes a character in all 3 films, doesn't it? So.
Well, that's because they spent a fortune.
Yeah.
They had to, really, didn't they? As I say, you've got to do that. Wow.
I think we're going to think of Spock's dad, Savick. He was a very key role in this film.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I like to see where they're all drinking to have some friends, and then he looked like it's something out of Star Wars. Opened the doors like that, and he's got like a hood, and he says, "Savick," and then he says, "Could I speak to you alone, Kirk?" And then he just run out to the next room.
Where did he go? Did he go into his bedroom or the kitchen or something like that? I don't think they thought about that much, do they?
The cinema room. The cinema room. Gone to the cinema room.
Go and watch your other films. Yes.
So he says, "Why did you leave him there? He trusted you." He says he was more than a friend than you know. And then he said, "Can I mind meld with you?" And then it goes back to his memories about him. And then he says, "We were separated." He says, and then that's the first time he hears Savick apologize to somebody.
Yeah.
And then he said Spock would find a way, and he used the alternative scenes from Star Trek 2 as the flight recorder, which is an interesting thing to use. Yeah. And then they find out it's McCoy, don't we?
Well, it's nicely played, that one. It really is.
It is. Yeah. I enjoyed those scenes. It's very good.
Yeah. It ties in with what I've been saying for the other 2 films as well. And just Mark Greaves is just saying he got back yesterday from Manchester. He's going to open the kit now.
Wow.
How long it takes on the boat? No, he's joking. Because I was saying, how long does it take? In those days, it would have taken ages on the bus. Honestly.
Well, the trains are terrible as well, let's be honest.
Thanks, Mark. Brilliant. Yeah, but again, this whole thing about it is Kirk. It's about Kirk. He's a broken man in the second film. He is a shattered man in this film because he's lost one of his bestest friends in the universe, literally in the universe. And he's lost that opening scene where you see him. And he says, doesn't he, the Enterprise feels like a home with all the kids left. And as the captain of the ship, it must do for him. Yeah, but it's absolutely brilliant because when he's faced with Mark's character here, with Spock's father, it's beautifully played. And the fact that Kirk is taken unwittingly through the emotional roller coaster. As a human, surely at this particular point, he's actually got to that point where he's actually making peace now with the fact that he's facing his demon of saying Spock is dead. And then suddenly he's got this Vulcan in front of him saying, no, he can't be. Oh, yes, he must be. Do you know what I mean?
Kirk reminds me of the disciple Dalton Thomas. He doubts until he realizes he's still around.
Well, as humans, we would do.
Yeah. Dalton Thomas,
Yeah, I mean the other fella, what's his name? The guy he meets in the bar, the other Admiral guy, who says, "No, you can't have the Enterprise. No, you're not to go anywhere near Genesis." Him, it's not Carter, is it? I can't remember his name, but he actually says, "I've never understood Vulcan mysticism."
That's right. Yeah.
Religion.
Yeah. Which suggests that it's not an unknown quantity on Earth. They don't understand it, but they know it's there.
Yeah, and quite honestly, don't need to understand it, do they? They just have to respect it and let them get on with it.
Yeah.
But it's a case of you don't have to believe. And Kirk at this point does. He absolutely does. He goes for it and says, no, if it's any chance that my mate can come back, I'm responsible for it. I love this arc because this is the last time really in these films, guys, that we see Kirk as the broken man that was introduced in the motion picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
the human side of him come out more.
Well, as I said, back in the motion picture, he's been stuck behind a desk for 2 years and he hates it. He doesn't want it. All he wants to do is get back on that ship and back in the captain's chair.
That's more frustration, though, I think. Whereas this is more emotional. This hurts him more.
Yeah.
Whereas the first movie, he was more bored and frustrated that he couldn't get his hands on.
Yeah. But it's a nice continuation of what he wants, because this is the last time we see that version of Kirk, because he literally lightens up in the next one.
Yeah. There's a different mood.
He's never the same again, you know, because suddenly everything's fallen into place for him. Because in the next one, he gets what he always wanted for a little while now. He's back as a captain. But we'll deal with that in the next one. But I love these films because of that, and because of this whole thing of where he's coming to terms with himself, really. And I think this whole film just pushes that a little bit more, you know, because he goes for it now. He's got nothing to lose. Let's go. I love it. And Mr. Shatner plays it beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous. Stephen Ginny Frith is saying to us, was David's death controversial? I don't know. Actually.
He was sacrificing his friends to save them.
No. But was it controversial for the fans? Was it controversial for? I don't think the public would have cared. I remember being a little bit shocked that they killed David, but I don't remember any sort of controversy over the dispatch of the character from fans. If you're a hardcore Star Trek fan, please tell us.
I think actually it probably had more impact if they saved something happened to him a bit later down in the line, because he's only been there for one other movie, and killing him off so soon had less impact, I think, for me. Probably less impact for Kirk as well. He recovered quite quickly from that, to be fair. But
that's that thing as well, Kirk, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah. So, so it's a shame they didn't keep him on longer, because he was only established in the last movie. You think they could have made that more impactful later on, maybe in 5 or something, whatever, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the scene where, again, Mr. Shatner plays it is stunning. It's stunning, where he falls backwards.
Yeah. And
you feel for the guy. And again, it's part of that version of the Kirk arc that's coming along. This is the latest thing that's happened to him. They've just robbed him of his son.
Yeah.
And it's just wow. But I agree. I think it's too soon to do anything like that. Yeah. And then apparently, according to a friend of mine who's a big Trekkie, he told me that it started this whole thing of any captain's sons get bumped off in fiction or the comics or whatever, because they thought it added to the character or added to, not necessarily for Kirk, it does in this one, because it brings home the dangers of it, and what he's done is dangerous. But Mr. Shatner, what a performance. Apparently the stumble was an accident.
Oh, really? I thought it was a real cut. You know, when you get a fright, sometimes your legs give way or whatever, that kind of thing. That's what he did as an acting choice. It was beautifully done, I thought. But if it was a mistake, it was a wonderful bit of coincidence.
Like you say, when he sits down, he slips. That actually added to the performance.
Oh, it
Yeah.
But I was surprised at the reaction, not Kirk's reaction. That felt quite natural and powerful. But I was surprised at the Klingon captain's reaction, where he didn't react. Correct me if I'm wrong here, I may have misunderstood something in the film, but I didn't think the Klingon captain knew that lad was Kirk's son.
He doesn't.
He doesn't know.
He didn't.
Right, so he's just ordered them to kill one of the prisoners.
He's just told them, they're all pesky humans, aren't they? So he's just told his subordinates, I don't care which. Kill one, I don't care which. It just so happens that he's going to kill Savick.
But when Kirk said, you've killed my son, even though he's a Klingon and he's got to be strong and he doesn't have the same emotions as humans, you'd think he would think, oh cripes, he's going to lose it now and just blast us out of space. That thought must have occurred to him in character.
I would have thought so, because the Klingons were always so warmongering, they were arrogant.
Yeah.
Plus, if you think before,
have that emotional resonance, do they? You know?
Yeah. Because it's potentially a powerful moment to realise what you've just done could up the ante more than you're prepared to go.
It's another victory for the Klingon. He's just, is it really? Good.
Plus,
You know,
plus
Yeah,
he,
you put
are
it
now
that
weak.
way. Yeah,
You are
put it
weak
that-
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you put it that way. It makes more sense.
plus
Yeah.
he killed his woman as well in the beginning of the
Yeah.
film.
Oh, he did, yeah. Ruthless.
And he had no remorse. He says, "Farewell, your honor has been,
Yeah,
your honor."
that was interesting. Did she need to know what was in there?
He said,
she need-
"Did you see the secret?" He said, "Oh, I looked at a little glimpse." She says,
She said, yeah, but it kind of like she knew what to expect rather than.
He did, because when he
And
says to her, "That's a shame," or whatever he says, she goes, "Oh, I understand, stupid cow."
and the cargo captain says, "Do I get me reward?" Says, "Patience, Captain, it's coming." And
Yeah,
boom.
bang. Horrible.
But do you know
horrible.
who was auditioning to be a Klingon and he didn't get the role?
No.
The guy who plays Chakotay in Voyager was going to be one of the Klingons on the ship.
Really?
Yeah. He said in the convention,
Wow.
he auditioned, got the part, and Leonard said, "Sorry, but we've got too many Klingons."
So off you go.
And he said, "Hence, I became Chakotay years later." So.
Oh,
Now,
bless.
I'm going to say something slightly controversial here at this point about the Klingons. I love Christopher Lloyd in loads of things, but he doesn't convince me he's a Klingon. Now, I
All
know
right.
he hadn't played Doc Brown by this point because that was next year,
Yes.
85.
Yeah.
But he was so established in my mind as Jim from Taxi.
Yeah.
That wonderful space type performance he did in that was
Right.
wonderful. He's a great actor and done many lovely things since then as well. But I'm not overly convinced of him as a Klingon. It's not going wrong. He's not bad, but I think he's actually has that other identity as another character, and I can't suspend my disbelief as much because of that. If
really?
that makes sense, you know what I mean?
I don't know him from Taxi, so I accepted his performance.
Fair enough. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't that aware because I wasn't watching that sort of. I knew Taxi was on.
Yeah.
But I'm. This is probably the first thing I've seen him in properly. I know now that apparently there was some sort of. Again, if you're a hardcore Star Trek fan, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I've read that there was from some of the Trek fans at the time there was a backlash saying, "You've done what? You've cast whom as a Klingon?" But I think he copes and pulls it off really well. I think it's a lovely performance of this, and I'm actually just pleased that at last 3 films in we get to see the Klingons. They are bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Been waiting
Wasn't he in Clue first? The one that's based on Cluedo. Was that?
Oh, I have no idea. That's
first?
a funny film. Yeah.
Was that not after this? I thought it was later than this, isn't it?
I think
Probably
it was
is.
filmed in
Probably the late 80s,
between,
isn't it? Yeah. But this must have been fantastic as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It must have been known to the public of the world that the Klingons were going to be in it. And when you think of Star Trek, you think of Kirk and the Klingons, don't you?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Didn't mean that much.
the non-fan public do kind of think of that. It's one of the few things they're aware of in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah. And they look great. And I love their bridge and I love that ugly dog thing.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken, spoilers, when he got killed, though. That was awful.
I just love the fact that the language is there. I love the fact that they're quite brutal, not as brutal as we can see them later on. But I love the fact, and I think the performance as well is, I mean, look what he does to his own guy, his own.
True, yeah.
And then he calls him lucky shot. There's that honor.
Don't you dare answer back, kind of thing,
yeah. But it's the honor, isn't it?
Yeah. I like that speech he says to the first officers, the senior officers. He says, "You can have your family and your woman on your side, and all of a sudden you'll see the flying flag of the Federation, because they want Genesis for their own."
Yeah, they think it's going to be a colonization device.
Yeah.
Lots of you in the chat. Thanks for joining us this evening with all your memories of this and your viewpoints. We've got John saying to us, I remember him from Taxi as the Reverend Jim. And Funky, a mate of mine made "No, because you wish it" his own catchphrase after this movie.
It's a good line, that. Yeah,
it's a great line. John Steed, the Klingons were still formidable for this in this film, unlike the Klingons today. Don't get me started on that. I've had this discussion with certain elements of the Star Trek fan base that just think that the Klingons are all mincing ninnies because they haven't even bothered to go and look at Star Trek 3. I've been trying to educate them, saying you are in the wrong. Mark McIntosh also saying to us, Kirk loses his best friend, his son, and his ship, all in a short time. It's a lot to suffer. It is, Mark, isn't it? And that's what, I just think about this whole trilogy, if you like. but also including the motion picture. So whatever that is, you know, the 4 of them.
Oh wow, yeah.
That shot as they're all watching the ship disintegrate, you know, and blowing up, etc. It's really moving. It's very sad. They're all watching it. The last remains of the Enterprise.
It's a hope in it for them to move on.
Yeah.
But what I liked before that scene was where Christopher Lloyd's senior officer is on the Enterprise. He says the ship seems to be dead. Maybe they're hiding somewhere. He said the only thing that's speaking is the computer, and it goes 5.
Yeah, well, yeah, well,
yeah.
It goes, get out of there now.
Again, I mean, the way that Christopher plays that again is so urgent because, of course, he's doing this to a green screen or a blue screen, whatever. And he just gets it. He's so good. He's so good. And I also think that part of that is not just Christopher's talent, not just the writing, but it would be Nimoy's direction as well, wouldn't it? To be able to go for it, go for this, go for that. And his talent as a director. But you're right, Paul, that I have to also say the shock of the USS Enterprise being destroyed. Now, I know that was done deliberately because apparently Harve Bennett knew that he wanted the ship to be destroyed for impact. Yeah. And boy, did it have an impact.
Then you're not shocked us enough by killing off Spock, for goodness sake.
I know, yeah. This is the whole thing. These are roller coaster stuff. But I have to tell you guys, and if I could get up into the loft, I would show you this, but I can't because I've still got it. I was in the old market in Liverpool town centre when I was a kid, and in the old St John's Market, they used to have these sort of market stalls. It's not as good now, is it, Lex? It's not as good.
It's gone.
Yeah.
The old market,
markets around, and one of my favourite stalls in there was a bookshop, as it were, bookstall shop, because not only did she have the Doctor Who Target books and loads of other boxes all the way around the stall, but she would have American, what they call comic books from DC and Marvel. And there was one Saturday afternoon in there, and not only did I get a Target book, but my mum allowed me to have the DC Comics version of Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, which was the comic strip version. And of course, I read it at least 3 or 4 weeks before we went to the pictures to see the film. So when I got to the bit where the Enterprise is destroyed, I'm like, no, what's going on here? What have we done? Dad, what have they done? And then he looked at it and he went, oh my God, what have they done? That iconic ship was destroyed. And then when you see, as a boy, I knew this was coming in the film, but to see it actually playing out on the movie, it hurt. You think, what the hell have they done?
Yeah.
It was just an amazing and out of the blue. I think you had to be there, maybe. Do you in the chat remember when you saw this for the first time? What did you think? But it's so impactful, isn't it? I mean, for heaven's sake, it's the death of a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's almost become a character in its own right.
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, even today, it's the Enterprise is the main ship. Because how many times have they tried to bring it back in different shows now? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, including I don't know the film.
It's about 6 times, 7 times now.
Yeah, and you've had so many different versions of it now. The Enterprise is what the public think of Star Trek, Kirk, the Enterprise, the Klingon. It was a bloody shock. But I have to say, Paul, I agree with you. That whole scene, my God bones, what have I done? Again, it's that Kirk thing going on, isn't it? He's gone slightly mad. The only resolution he's got because of the no-win scenario is, right, we're going down there. You lot are coming over here and I'm having you by destroying my home. Wow. Wow. I mean, that's what I call character. That's incredible.
He said that line,
you didn't just believe it for a moment, did you? It was just believable.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like that line that McCoy says. He says, you're giving death like a fighting chance. He says that sort of line when the Enterprise is...
Yeah, when the Enterprise is burning up and falling to the ground. Yeah. What you do, what you had to do, what you always do. McCoy knowing his friends so well.
Yeah.
And in that sentence, in that line, excuse me, McCoy sums up Kirk beautifully with just a few words. The whole of the history of Kirk is summed up like that.
Definitely.
Isn't it incredible? Radium was saying to us about the scene, it appears there was a lot of explosives stored in the saucer section. It must have been a health and safety nightmare. Dalek Shalom is saying the direction is brilliant. It's hard to fault. Stephen Braddock has given us those lines as well. My God bones, what have I done? What you always do, turning death into a fighting chance to live. Absolutely. Enterprise managed, says John Steed, to take down the Klingons down with her as she blew up. That's the thing about it, isn't it? I mean, Kirk is just... He's got nothing to lose at this point. He's lost his command. He's lost his position in Starfleet. He's lost his friends. He's lost his son. At this, he's fighting back the only way. You know, I love it. It's so... Oh, it's just brilliant what they give William Shatner here, I think. And I hope he likes it as well. I hope he did. What else we got in the chat? Funky saying to us that the moment of the destruction of the Enterprise that gets me is seeing the registration number burning away, almost like the Hindenburg. Yeah, I suppose it would do. Can you imagine? I mean, I remember at the time in the cinema, everybody must have been like open mouth because it was just a silence when this was happening. There were a couple of from people that obviously didn't know it was coming, because in those days we didn't have the internet, so you didn't have spoilers.
Yeah,
I knew it was coming, man. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Shocking. And then they repeat it several times over, don't they? Good God.
Yeah.
Honestly, we'll come to that. It was a difficult watch, says John Roberts, at the time when the Enterprise blew up. Cara is saying, Bones, what have I done? Mark McIntosh is saying it was almost as bad as the Liberator going. That's a
No, don't remind me of that.
Marie UK is with us saying, hi, evening, everyone. Hello, darling. How are you? Sorry, I'm late. I've just got back from visiting my mum for her birthday. So happy birthday to Marie UK's mum.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yes,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You were born, it's William Shatner's birthday tomorrow, Marie. So let your mum know that. Yes. Radium is saying RIP, the NCC 1701. And John Steve saying to us, I watched Blake's 7 crew all killed in 81, Adric blown up in Doctor Who in 82, and then I watched the Enterprise destroyed in 83. The 80s were brutal. Yeah, they were. They absolutely were. And what's this? There's no way a ship would be decommissioned after only 20 years.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. Major commercial airlines last longer than that.
Did
But
they?
there's different conditions in space, isn't there? More wear and tear, perhaps. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's been a few battles, to be honest. Yeah,
True.
it's space some action, isn't it? So
Space rust.
Yeah.
Space rust.
There was this big fuss as well at the time that the Enterprise was going to be replaced. Mark Greaves is saying to us, what is funny is that the Enterprise is 20 years old and decommissioned, and the Excelsior class was still being used in the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and a century later, LOL.
Maybe budget cuts. Federation. That's it. Yeah.
This was the thing, guys, because I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm talking about Paul and Andy here, but I certainly do. Because I had that comic book, there was this particular other element in this film. And even though we didn't have the beauty of the internet back then, somehow I'd heard, probably from a couple of the kids at school, that the Enterprise was to be replaced in the next film by the Excelsior. Yeah, so this is why I've hated the Excelsior ever since. No, I'm kidding. It was here in the film, and I wonder now, was that the big red herring? Because they have that whole scene where they come into space dock and they say, my friends, the great experiment, that scene. You've got Scotty shoved over there without his will. He's working on the thing. And they make this big fuss of it, don't they? And I was thinking at this point that this rumor was true. That's the new ship. That's going to be in the next film. You know?
And the bridge looks amazing on it. The set for the bridge.
Oh, I think it looks tacky. And you notice the chairs light up?
Yeah.
When someone sits on them.
The guy who was in it, he was at the com. He flies the ship. He was in RoboCop, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And the guy who's the Admiral, he was in Hill Street Blues as well, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the Admiral. And who
and he was in an episode of Outer Limits with William Shatner.
Oh, was he? Right.
He played an engineer and he played a space pilot. William Shatner.
I think though, with this film, I mean, there's so much going on in this film, in the build-up to rediscovering Spock. Before they even get out of space dock, there's a hell of a lot that's happened, you know. And the exciting bit is coming when they're rescuing McCoy and going on. But that whole thing about the Excelsior, I think Harv Bennett and Nimoy and the team, I think they're playing with the public here. I think they're having a little bit of a red herring, a little bit of, oh, we like that rumor. We're going to put that rumor, because everybody. Go on.
I love the way that Scotty's really pleased with himself that he put a spanner in the works for them as well when they tried to go at warp speed. That was brilliant, very funny.
Exactly. Dalek Shalom saying, did anyone else notice the captain of the Excelsior had a sonic screwdriver in his hand?
Oh, did you really?
Is that what it was? Steve Braddock saying to us, well, they even played on that at the end of Star Trek 4 when they went to the audience that gave a standing ovation. Yeah. It's all there. I mean, they loved it. They actually knew the fans at this point, don't they? Probably because of Nimoy, his influence. So I think it's a massive... I was just like, I don't like that ship. It's too big. It's too fat.
It is very chunky. Yeah,
it is. How it manages to get out the bloody door, I don't know, because it's fat. Lots of new hardware first seen in this film, says Radium. Excelsior, the Grissom, the Space Dock, the Bird of Prey. It's beautiful, isn't it, Radium? The models, and they are models, look absolutely good. And that Space Dock is still used to this day, more or less, isn't it? It's been around forever.
Being used in Next Gen for season 1.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? And it was weird to see the Enterprise D coming out of the bloody thing, or going into the thing, rather. That was very strange around those. I thought, how did it get through those doors? Because it's supposed to be much bigger.
I forgot how massive the Klingon Birds of Prey were. They're really huge, aren't they?
Yeah.
Beautiful, aren't they? They're much different to the ones we saw, the fleeting one we saw in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, which is basically the Corgi model, isn't it? Basically, This one looks so much sleeker and deadlier.
It looks like a vulture, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be honest. The Enterprise B was an Excelsior class, wasn't it? Says Funky. Yes, it was. Yeah.
It was the same model, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, we'll get to that. The Enterprise is supposed to be a character in itself, says Marie UK. So constantly bringing it back and blowing it up is pointless. We haven't had time to grow attached to it. This one, I think we did do, because this was the original one. This was the one that was supposed to be in the TV show. They made that beautiful fuss of it, like we talked about in the motion picture. So all this is leading up to, I'm not quite sure where they were going. I do think it was a big red herring for the viewers to be able to say, we're going to take you down this road, and then we're going to give you a little bit of a surprise. I think
but it's the correct registration number on it, wasn't it?
1701.
Yeah.
It was the original Enterprise from the TV show. Making her swan song in this particular film. The Excelsior looks like it's been down the pub too often with a pot belly, says Mark McIntosh.
Too many pies.
Yes. Enterprise B, says Radium, was a slightly modified Excelsior. Robert Payne, good to see you. Fair point. The Enterprise D is a lot bigger than the A. Yeah, and how it got through those bloody space doors, I've no idea. I don't know. And John Steed saying to us, I'll always remember the interview on TV with John Pertwee and Bill Shatner. How strange was that, seeing the Third Doctor and Captain Kirk chatting?
Shatner had no idea who Pertwee was, I don't think.
Is it on the Tube of Who, Paul?
Yes, it is.
It's on YouTube.
Steve Braddock saying, who'd have thought the Bird of Prey would end up saving the Earth in the next movie as the Bounty? The whole point about this one as well is that, I don't know about you guys, but on watching this, I'm thinking, I hadn't clicked. The Enterprise is gone, and I'm immediately thinking, how the hell are they going to get off this planet? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
They're going to nab the other one, aren't they? Yeah. Get rid of the Klingons, and he's just managed to get rid of most of the crew like that. Quite frankly,
it's like with that scene in it where he becomes Kirk again. He goes, as we say on Earth, c'est la vie, and then he comes down then, and he says, take the Vulcan up, and I'll tell you the secret of Genesis. And then he goes, you feel the whole planet's breaking. He says, I don't care. They start digging each other.
When Kirk comes down to the planet and fights with Kirk, I again was disappointed. There was no Star Trek face-off fighting music. So disappointed. That was such a regular favourite in the TV show. I love that. Yeah.
You're right, actually, because the score comes in when the sun's coming up and the planet's about to see its final minutes, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic scene with the final sunset.
Beautiful. But the whole, I mean, again, the whole thing when they actually, I mean, we're missing out a hell of a lot, aren't we? Really? But when they do get to Genesis, and there's that camaraderie, and there's this whole thing about what's going to happen. There's an urgency played here on this from everybody. I think, from the actors. I think they're really playing it as this is Last Chance Saloon, and actually. it does remind me, and Star Trek fans, you'll have to forgive me for this, but it does remind me of Blake 7, Series 4, Episode 13, called Blake.
Yeah.
Which was in 1981. There's a similar feeling where the crew have lost their ship. They're on an alien planet which is hostile. They've got no way off it, as far as I'm concerned, at this particular point. There's certain parallels, and it reminds
as well, they're kind of outlaws a bit as well, aren't they? Because they've been threatened many times. They never, Kirk will never be captain again. Never sit in the chair. So he's almost been blacklisted, hasn't he? Really, or almost court-martialed if he gets caught. Almost that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, that's a lovely scene as well, isn't it? Where the captain of the Excelsior has said that to him, and Kirk just. He bites the bullet at that point. He said, I've made my choice. Go.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't Shatner a brilliant actor?
Yeah.
I mean, going back to a horror, she had like a really good scene with the cadet.
Yeah.
You know the bit where he says, this isn't real. This is fantasy.
Oh.
Exactly. He says your career's winding down, and she gives him such a filthy look.
And
is brilliant.
As if he knew. It's just... Darting.
That sounded like the opening lines to Bohemian Rhapsody just for a second.
I like to see what he says. He sees Admiral Kirk. He says, no destination. No. And he says, no, all secret. He says, get in the closet.
It's a great... Again, it's so cleverly done. It's part of this big plan that's coming out now, isn't it? They've got McCoy. Now they're going to where she's based. Because it's all under current, no one's going to notice. It's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? This little place she's got, and she's
in the starbase,
yeah, and she's got it all ready. It's so cleverly thought out, I think. Really, really nicely done, and I really like the way it's played.
I think Leonard give him more of a role in this one.
Oh yeah, definitely
more to chew on in this film.
Yeah. Well, you have to remember as well that this is the early 1980s.
Yeah.
And women are still not quite where they got to at this particular point. So it's great I'm sure it would have been great for Nichelle to have all this action suddenly in it.
Yeah.
The same she has to be for the sense of the story, missing them until we get to Vulcan.
And that line, she says, my hopes, like she says some kind of African saying, my hopes are with you or something like that. And then they know that. Yeah. In her culture,
yeah. But no, it's fantastic. It is brilliant. It just works.
Yeah.
Just works. Oh, what else are you saying to us in the chat then? What have we got here? Dalek Shalom saying this is one of DeForest Kelly's best too, in my opinion. He is amazing in this film.
He had a great scene when Spock was unconscious, didn't he, towards the end of the movie? Where he's talking to him. He knows he can't hear him, but he's talking to him.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that Kelly DeFrost says that's one of the hardest scenes he's ever had to act because Spock can't respond. So he's talking to essentially an unconscious body.
Yeah.
And actors like to bounce off performances, don't they? They talk about the reaction in the eyes of the other actor they're talking to.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get any reaction as Spock because the script can't allow him to. So Leonard Nimoy said to him, I'll flick my eyelids slightly to help you with your timing and the pace of your speech. And when you watch the scene, you can see Leonard Nimoy's eyelids just flutter a couple of times very slightly. And that's what he's actually doing. Yeah. He's helping Kelly DeFrost with his speech.
Yeah. When I first watched Star Trek 3 on the Sci-Fi Channel, I never saw that scene. That scene was cut out for commercial break.
Why?
So
outrageous.
When it was originally shown on Sci-Fi Channel. So when I got it on DVD, I thought, oh, I don't remember this, and it works putting that together. So they cut nearly a minute of a scene out for an advert break.
That's ridiculous. That's a really important scene because that shows the bond between McCoy and Spock, which you don't get to see that often because there is a bond between them. They are friends, but they are bickering all the time. I mean, there's that lovely line in this, isn't there? That green-blooded son of a bitch. It's his revenge for all those arguments he lost. It's absolutely brilliant. It's
gorgeous. They're almost like husband and wife sort of relationship.
Yes, it's his, isn't it? And that's a wonderful relationship they've got there. It's so different from the McCoy Kirk, the Kirk and Spock. The dynamics between the three of them when they're together, that's why it works. With Kirk tolerating this banter between, well, usually from McCoy towards Spock, with Spock just raising his eyebrow going, you're getting very emotional.
what I like about that scene with McCoy and
I can't believe they cut
Spock's laying there is that's the only time, apart from later on in other films, where he says, I've missed you as a friend. And he wouldn't say that to his face if he spoke to him. But you could tell McCoy's getting more teary-eyed in that scene. He said, I've missed you. I've missed you. And I've never said this before. I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't go through it again, could he?
Yeah.
And he's got to get this thing out of his head as well. Thank you for the super chat, Mark Greaves. The captain of the Enterprise B was Kenneth Williams. Warp speed. Stop messing about. If they ever did that sort of spoof, he would have been good at that, wouldn't he? Get your engines together here. It would have been very good. Thank you for that, Mark. What else in the chat have we got here? Mark Greaves also saying to us, the doors, Mr. Scott. Aye, sir. I'm working on
it. he looked like he was really having an anxiety attack there. He says, give me a chance. And
it's a beautiful scene.
And you could see Sulu's face go, that was a close one.
Yeah.
Because have you seen on YouTube, they did a comical skit where the Enterprise is coming through and it goes bang, and then it puts the credits up. And it says no search for Spock as a joke, and then it comes on the credits coming at the end.
It's a lovely scene. Again, it's that moment where they can actually put some humor into this.
Yeah.
You know.
They do a similar bit towards the end when they're trying to work out how to operate the Klingon ship. And which one is it? Which button is it? Oh, that one. Go with that one. Yeah. It's good.
And then Kirk says, "Go, Sulu."
Let's go.
And then you see it. He has a quiet scene. Then Kirk, as he thinks about his son, he says, "Goodbye, David."
Oh, I know. Again, but that's also, I think, for me, that's the turning point for the Kirk that's just been in these three films, because that whole thing about "Goodbye, David." That's where I think everything is now laid to rest of what we've seen about the anxious, the annoyed with himself Kirk, because everything now changes for him, and he's expecting it to be. I mean, there's that lovely line in "Gentlemen, I'm going to recommend you all for promotion in whatever fleet we end up serving." Yeah. That's where he is at this point, isn't it? That's even before the David thing hits. So anything can go with him now, and he doesn't really care.
And after the David scene, he turns back to the Kirk we know, and the Klingon says, "You said you'll kill me. I lied."
And
I'll kill you later. I love that. That was nice as well. I'll kill you later. Yeah. Really annoyed the Klingon. Yeah.
We've got, thanks for that, Marie UK, for your comment. And Funky saying to us here, saying about cuts, I'm presuming that Kirk's fight against Christopher Lloyd must have been edited in the UK in the 80s because of the headbutt. Oh, I don't think I ever saw it. Would it have been ITV Funks? Would it have been him? Would it have been them? I don't think the BBC would put them on.
No, ITV generally did the Star Trek movies, I think.
There was another scene that was cut out where he hits him in the Ghoulies.
Oh, really?
That was cut out on the TV. But it's on the DVD, Blu-ray and 4K.
Yeah, no,
put back in.
Right. So I don't think I've ever seen it on the telly.
I think it was cut out because it was shown on tea time, so it would have been kids would have been copying it, wouldn't it? So
they think. So they're quite weird, aren't they? Listen, when I was doing some research for this particular show, I found these lovely pictures. I know you found them as well, Lex. But I was really impressed with these because they've actually got out there. You can now actually see pictures of Nimoy directing. Now, I don't know about you guys. You Star Trekkies, I've probably seen these, but I'd never seen them, and I think they're gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic pictures.
Lovely, yeah.
Go on.
An actor's director, isn't he? It's just that's where he is.
Yeah.
And as Paul said, they would have liked this as actors.
Oh, they would. Yeah.
All gelling there together, which is great. Like laid back, and he knows them through and through. So,
this is obviously as they're going to. These are either as they're leaving the space dock or about to do the scenes where David's the death scene that the David death scene, because there's McCoy on that particular one. We've got this one as well, which is really nice. This is Nimoy with Harv Bennett. I like that. It's quite good, that one.
What's he saying there? Speed it up. We're running out of time. We're over budget. Or whatever. What's going on there? I don't know. It could be something like that. Yeah.
You know, when he did the Spock scenes, when he became Spock again, did Harv Bennett step in to direct the other scenes?
No, I think Nimoy did it all, because he can direct and act at the same time. He just tells them beforehand, sets it up. Got another one of the two of them here.
That's great.
With the scripts there, obviously. Very 80s couch there.
Yeah.
Looks good, doesn't it? And there's this one.
That's the fantastic one there, yeah.
That's nice, isn't it? Posing for the camera there, the two of them, obviously. Very nicely done there. And then finally, out of all these pictures, I've got this one.
That's brilliant.
We should caption some of these. Be brilliant, yeah.
The crazy caption returns.
Yeah.
Can I have a coffee here and let it know?
Spock comes to work dressed down at work day, that kind of thing. Yeah.
How much are you getting paid? So yeah, we've got. I just thought they were lovely, and in case you hadn't seen those, I wanted to share them with you.
Oh, they're lovely, nice. Yeah.
That last photograph could have been the caption competition from Doctor Who Weekly.
Exactly.
I think I'll direct one of these movies.
We got that. Harvey's saying, so you will put the ears on at some point, please. Hello to the PVFS, who's saying, I love that this movie focused on the dynamic between the crew, not just Kirk, McCoy, and Spock, but all the former junior crew as well. Yeah, it's an ensemble piece, really, in a sense, isn't it? But the main three are the main three. But it's nice that they've got these very strong supporting players here in the form of the crew, because it gets to be the point in the next film, they're all very important.
Yeah,
absolutely great. Hi, Steve Andrews, who's saying that it was on ITV shown at 8 p.m. That was the premiere at that area. Wow. How young was I then? What year was that, Steve? I don't remember Star Trek. I don't remember any of the Star Trek films.
Must have been at Christmas, I would have thought.
They had a syndication deal, didn't they, with the movies every so often. ITV would have them for a couple of years, Star Trek, and then it would go to BBC, then go to ITV, because you used to go back and forth. You used to bid for the films then, didn't you? So,
right. Well, Steve, if you know what year ITV premiered it, please let me know in the chat, because it'd be interesting to see. Because it came out, as I say, in the USA on June the 1st, 1984, but here in the UK, the 14th of June, because in those days we got things a couple of weeks or so after the Americans for some bizarre reason. So it's all over the same place now, isn't it? All drops in.
I wonder if it still took like 4 years to get movies. Remember, it's been a long time before you get a movie on TV.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been 88 or 89, maybe, when the time they broadcast.
Used to be about 5 years, Paul.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Well, I remember when New Hope, it was 85 when it came on to premiere on ITV.
Really?
Right. Oh, wow.
I remember the fuss over the premiere on BBC One at Christmas of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Because that was a massive fuss. Because I remember everybody at school being so excited about it, because we'd all seen it in the pictures, and then we get to see it on the telly on Christmas Day. And the BBC were excited about it as well, because they knew they were onto a winner in those days, didn't they?
Yeah.
Isn't it strange to think back then? It's only 30 years ago, that the movies would get premiered on our terrestrial channels, and we'd all cram round to watch it on a little box when we'd seen it a few years before at the cinema.
Yeah. I remember ITV used to
VHS.
What ITV used to do was, like, they used to make a Roman picture of the movie, like Superman, and have Superman in Roman numerals on ITV. Right. And when he used to have breaks, he used to have they actually had made their own poster.
I see for when the
right,
like Blockbusters used to do the game show.
Yeah, I know
the
what
same
you mean.
thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Called end caps before the
end caps.
Yeah. They've done away with those now, haven't they? You go straight from the coach.
They were amazing when they came out. They were
lovely.
Yeah.
One of the best Kirk fights when he offers Cruge a hand to save him, then kicking him off when Cruge
tries to again, final line.
It's the patience of Kirk, though, isn't it? It's one thing at this point.
I have had enough
of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Again,
special effects when he falls.
Mr. Shatner, once again, spot on. Beautiful performance. And Dalek Shalom, there's a great scene where Chris Lloyd's face is lit red from the console as the cloaked bird of prey is approaching the Enterprise. Yeah. Similar to that one, but not quite. I know what you mean, but that lighting on the bridge of the bird of prey is very spooky, I thought.
I thought it was good as well, was when his crew goes on the Enterprise before it blows up, and it was all powering down the Enterprise because it was self-destruct, and it was all red on the bridge.
Yeah.
And it was like, you knew that red for danger, you shouldn't be in here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Klingons are a bit slow in realizing they're in trouble, aren't they? A little bit.
A little bit. Bit thick
talking in here.
That's why they're canon slugs.
I don't.
Leonard Nimoy did the turbo lift voice in the scene when Scotty says "up your shaft" while leaving the USS Excelsior. The ending credits list the voice under the alias Frank Force, says Stephen O'Neill. I didn't know that. That's brilliant. Thank you for that, Stephen.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? I shall look out for that the next time I watch Star Trek 3, which won't be long away. I tell you, I'll be looking at where's Frank Force there. What an actor he is. He's brilliant. What did he do after this? TJ Hooker. Brilliant. Cool and dry. Hi, Mark. The villains were originally the Romulans, but that's why the Klingons had a bird of prey, and the behavior of the Klingons was more Romulan than the Klingon. Oh, was they? I didn't realize that. Oh, I'm glad they stuck to the Klingons because you only saw them briefly in 1. They're not at all in 2, so you had to have them eventually, didn't you? Come on. Star Trek fans must have been clamoring to see them on the big screen. I know I was as a little boy.
Yeah. I think the Klingons were more the threat in the original series and the original movies. The Romulans had to build them up when they put them in Next Gen, make character arc, so we got to used to them. But they were just like, we weren't used to them in the original series and the original movies.
No, they were more human, weren't they, in the original?
Yeah.
So, great comments from you, Wolf. Again, from Stephen O'Neill. After having problems with Gene Roddenberry trying to interfere with production on the first 2 movies, Paramount Studios had him effectively barred from the set during the filming of this movie. It's an infamous story that now because he gets the creative consultant role on this. It's sad, but they were going in a way that he didn't want it to go. Apparently, is that right?
So what was his reaction to these movies? Was it quite a negative reaction to them?
Well, Steve, do you know Lex?
Well, in Star Trek 2, he wanted to make his own script originally, and he was calling it Star Trek 3 because he said Star Trek 1's the series, Star Trek 2 is the motion picture, and Star Trek 3 is Star Trek 3. And he said, "Oh no, the movies are 1, 2, 3 and onwards," and he didn't like that. So then they got Nicholas Meyer involved, and then he wanted to be interfere with the Search for Spock one. And he said, no, we've got to do a continuation. And he didn't like that. But then he made a consultant.
How do you confuse your audience? Yeah,
exactly.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
But Nicholas Meyer has gone at this point as well because they changed certain things he didn't like changed, or they didn't tell him they were going to change for 2, didn't they? So he's gone at this point now as well. So they're building off what they started really for 3. It's brilliant. Oh, I love all this. I love all these band things. Cool and Dry, Mark saying to us, Sulu was to be the captain of the Excelsior in Star Trek 3. And on a version, it had David and Sarvik as part of his crew. That would have changed the film a lot. It certainly would have done, especially for the character of Kirk.
Yeah.
You know, and of course we wouldn't have had Sulu in 4.
4, yeah.
So were they planning to bump Sulu off potentially then, will they? Or not?
I don't know.
Well, there was a bit of... Well, you won't know this until, like, Star Trek 5. But, like, there was a bit of... George Takei got a bit jealous of the 3 main actors. But 4, actually, because James Doohan was one of the main characters because he was the engineer. He said, well, to this day, William Shatner doesn't know why he's being picked on. Because he said, I always said hello to him and all this. And then the thing is, he got a bit jealous that he was getting big title name.
Yeah.
Actors. It's all egos with actors.
Yeah.
Some of them have a bit of talent, but usually they've all got an ego. Thank you to this for Thalera Q. Hi, guys. I love your show. Well, thank you. That's very good of you, darling. Thank you so much. And it's good to see you. Thank you. What else? Here we go. Stephen O'Neill. JT, Raiders of the Lost Ark was first shown on ITV on the Christmas afternoon in 1984. So this very, very year. So, Stephen, do you know when Star Trek 3 made it over to ITV? That would be interesting. Mark McIntosh saying to us, Paul, 7 different actors played Spock in this film. Hi ho, to the search for Spocks we go. Oh, and apparently Steve Andrews is saying to us it was 1989.
Yeah.
No wonder then I was in the pub.
Well, I was going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark. Then that was 3 years. That was 81 originally, wasn't it, when it was released? So it's 3 years for that one, and then what? 5 years for
4 5 years.
Yeah. So
yeah. If it was 1989, I wouldn't have been watching the telly. I can tell you, I was too busy out in the pubs. So, says Mark, cool and dry, what happened to Maltz after that? You don't see him again when they make it to Vulcan, and his whereabouts are unknown. That's very true, actually, isn't it? I mean, he obviously was kept in confinement.
Yeah.
The Vulcans wouldn't have done that, though. Surely they sent him back to Klingon.
Mind melded him
to the Klingon homeworld.
Mind melded him and wipe his memory.
I'm gonna Google that, because that's a good question. I have that question for the next movie, so I want to Google it while you chat.
I've never thought about him, actually. I've never thought about it. I'm just going to say the Vulcans dumped him off on the Klingon homeworld, and he would have got chopped there, wouldn't he?
Wiped his memory. Couldn't remember what happened, and he bumped him off.
Well, being sent back to the Klingon planet is probably worse than being just abandoned. Because, like you say, the Sontarans, they'll be ruthless with them, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. I like this from the PVFS. This was literally, she says, the first movie I ever owned VHS. Bought it from a yard sale. What's that?
It's like a car boot sale.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, in the yard, of course, the Golden Girls had a VHS. Anyway, it was years before I could actually watch it because we didn't have a player.
But you admire the box cover at least, yeah.
That's nice. Love that. Yeah. And I did watch it when it came on television. Yeah. Of course, in America, they would have got it on television before us, of course, wouldn't they, as well, because of all the various channels and stuff like that. So that's great. Great memory there, darling. Thank you very much. And Steve O'Neill saying to us, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock was first shown on the 1st of May, 1989 on the BBC.
It was,
It was streamed again on the 8th of December, 1990, and then again on the 14th of June, 1992. And now it's shown on one of the ITV channels occasionally, isn't it? Because occasionally they do this thing where they show all the Harry Potter films, all the Star Wars films, including the crap ones, and then they'll show Star Trek occasionally on the back of them because it's an easy viewing for them.
And all the James Bond films in a row as well. If you say
it's easy for them, isn't it? You've got all these lovely things, and you can build up an order, which is great for the actual franchise, because suddenly new ones are watching them and getting into it as well, and they go, "Oh, there's another one next week or tomorrow." Brilliant! I'll watch it. I think that's nice. I think that's good.
I remember ITV2. It's ITV2 that be showing it. That they were showing Back to the Future, the same film, for 3 Saturdays on a run.
ITV's terrible for that, isn't it?
So I've just seen that last week. What's it on?
ITV's not the same on a Saturday night now, because my sister noticed that they were repeating ITV shows from the previous week on a Saturday night. What the hell was going on there? We're not that bad yet, surely, ITV.
They're through the same movies when the BBC one got Strictly.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? Thanks, PVFS. And Cool and Dry saying to us that most of the supporting cast never knew they were going to be in the films until just a few weeks before the rehearsal.
Right.
Steve Braddock, when I first saw, I love that picture of the Enterprise you've got there, Steve, another great drawing from you. When I first saw Star Trek 3 at the cinema, the death of the Enterprise hit hard. The audience was in shock and some were crying. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sure. Because it was a shock, because I mean, that was a world icon, the Enterprise, wasn't it? It was Captain Kirk's ship. It still is. Enterprise, Captain Kirk, even though they've thrown other people on it. Since it's still Captain Kirk's ship. And that was the legacy, Paul, wasn't it, of the 1960s success of the show for those 3 seasons?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see this one in the cinema, but if it's had the same impact that I had with Spock dying, I'm sure I'd been crying as well, because it's so impactful when Spock died, but losing the ship as well. My God, it would have been awful.
What a fantastic scene is at the prologue for Star Trek 3 with the music starts, and then you see it's a blue screen of the iconic scene of them being separated, and it's doing the final scene of Star Trek 2, and it's zooming in slowly, and it comes out bigger, and then it goes into colour when they're doing the burial scene.
Yeah,
I think that's still impressive to this day.
Well, that's Nimoy's decision.
That black and white to colour bit was lovely. Yeah,
it's fantastic, fantastic.
I mean,
his direction's brilliant in this movie. Really.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It is. And it wouldn't Andy have had to have done that prelude, if you like. That would have been, as the director, his choice to be able to say, let's just do a recap here because we are continuing within the same time frame as Khan. And of course, it wouldn't have been for the actual release. So you take him right back to Star Trek 2 and where they are, because they're picking up where they left off. It's the stroke of genius, and it's just a beautiful way to remind them the character's dead.
Yeah.
But come and stay in the film, because we're going to take you on this massive journey now. And it is an epic show, isn't it? I mean, this is an epic film. It's a roller coaster again of bang, 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 bang. And all you're thinking on the way is, okay, so McCoy's suffering from this, but the body's over there and we're not quite sure what we're doing there. And he's got to get from it. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's got elements of, with my beliefs as well. It's got elements of the Easter story.
Yeah.
Because it's got the element from his Jewish background. He's put basically it's like the tomb for the Easter story, where that's it. The Genesis planet is the tomb, just broken, and he's come out, he's resurrected, but no conscience yet. Yeah. So, and also, if you noticed, Defrost Kelly's character, McCoy, he says, "What McCoy, son of David."
Yeah. I've never quite understood what that means.
I think he's supposed to be Jewish, McCoy.
So it's not actually his father's name isn't David.
It's the line of David or something like that. The son of David.
This is interesting actually, because this reminds me actually of what Britain was like at the time, because there was a biblical character called David, which we were all supposed to be descended from. Do you remember? Or something like that. In that religious, and when he says McCoy, son of David, I remember thinking at the time that was perfectly logical, because we were all the son of David. But then as I've got older and I've got a bit more bitter, and I'm thinking about things, and I'm thinking, actually, was it just his father's name?
Yeah, because they've got it from King David, because King David's great grandson is Jesus. So that's the time. That's the where they've got it from. Leonard Nimoy's got it from. He's got it from bits of the Bible, bits of the Jewish Bible as well. So that's where it's come from. But looked at to this day, McCoy's character must be Jewish then, because they say, I am the son of Abraham, but not, my father's not Abraham, but I come from the lineage of Abraham, or my tribe. So it's like their tribe. So I was thinking, well, Kirk's son's David. Why is he mentioning David? So it must be he comes from.
It's definitely something to do with that religious side of stuff back in the day. Then, isn't it, really? You know, I mean, they wouldn't dare do it today in anything.
I actually thought when I first heard it, he'd just been flippant a little bit and was actually trying to represent how the Vulcan culture is with their father and son as well. That's what I thought.
He was very serious when he done that scene. I've seen it a few times now, thinking he's serious. He's not joking here. He's saying, I'm from the line of this tribe.
Well, come on, chat. Let us know what you know about it. Let's solve the mystery for myself and the panel here right now about what that line actually means. That would be great. But it's whatever it is. It's again just something. It shows that McCoy understands the Vulcan protocols, doesn't he? He's actually spent time getting to know the Vulcan, because one of his best friends happens to be Vulcan, whether he admits it or not. One of his best friends is Vulcan.
And the actress they got was a famous actress in the 1930s and 40s.
Yeah, Dame Thingy.
Judith Anderson, is it?
Yeah.
That was
I think she was in the 90s when she did this.
Oh yeah.
But is that because was she in the original series at any point?
No, that was her first movie.
Wasn't mentioned when I googled it earlier today.
Right, because I've always assumed that Nimoy, being, an encyclopedia of Star Trek, I've just assumed that, like he did with Sarek, and he's brought the actor back, he's brought Mark back. I've always thought she must be in the original series, because she's just so good.
Mark was a Klingon originally, wasn't he, in the 60s? And then
Oh,
the
He
yeah.
was a
Was he a
Romulan.
Romulan
He was a
or
Romulan.
Oh,
yeah.
Romulan, I was
He said
getting mixed up.
Romulan.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, speaking of that scene, Stephen O'Neill is saying to us, in the final scene, in order to show that the Katra ritual took many hours to complete, all night and well into the next day, all the male humans have a noticeable 5 o'clock shadow. Yes. Yeah, I have actually seen that myself on that scene. That's fantastic. I like little touches.
I like the scene where he said, with Sarek says, "Do you know this could be risky because it's never been done before in centuries? This procedure to bring Spock back," and he said, "I accept the danger."
Yes.
So he's ready to die for his friend.
Yeah. Well, to be quite honest, I relate to him in that, because if I'd had this alien presence in my head as well, which was driving me insane, I would be as well. Get the thing out or close the doors.
I love that thing when McCoy said I probably feel safer giving him one of my kidneys rather than doing this. I thought it was lovely. I like that.
It's wonderful though, all that sort of stuff, isn't it? It shows the vulnerability of McCoy. We're getting to see another lovely side to McCoy here, and I think DeForest really goes for it, because he's not, having seen some of the original series now a little bit more with adult eyes, this is a different McCoy.
Yeah.
To what's played there, he's definitely part of the mix in this one. And I think it's a great progression really in this bit, and he's stepping up to the mark a bit. And gosh, again, just great actors here playing some wonderful moments in these films. Radium is saying Maltz was volunteered for an intense course to attain Kolinar. I bet he loved every minute of that as well. Mark saying to us, another lovely moment at the end is when Spock recognizes Kirk. Jim, your name is Jim. And then that's all you need, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, when everyone crowds round him as well, at the end, he almost breaks into a smile. You can see he's trying not to smile. Yeah. And then he raises the eyebrow, and that is beautiful. That lovely eyebrow.
I like this.
That's nice.
I like the scene where they think he doesn't remember them. And he walks away, walks dead slow up the stairs. Then he stops, turns around, and he says that line: "Is the ship out of danger?"
Yeah.
His memory's starting to come back.
He's got the closing memories of that thing that was happening. He said, "You saved the ship, you saved the crew," and he said, "Your name is Jim." But he says very emotional because his human side's coming out. Yeah. And then the Vulcan side's coming out and does the eyebrow. And then McCoy does this. You were in my noggin.
Yeah. And the great thing is, of course, is it sets up some comic moments for this wonderful character that's beloved across the world in the next film, which is great. Yeah. Stephen Claridge is saying to us, the Sun gave away preview tickets. That's how I saw it. Did they?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, do you remember the days when newspapers used to do that? Because used to have a massive, millions of people would read the papers, wouldn't they? And you'd have your favorite newspaper. So that's an added bonus, that one, isn't it?
I remember Forbidden Planet did that once, and I got free tickets to see a premiere of Batman with Michael Keaton in '89. That was lovely. Nice.
Who remembers the when you used to get the TV Times or the Radio Times? They used to give you like the 1p voucher for HMV.
Oh
no,
yeah.
So no, I don't remember these things.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Vaguely remember that. Yeah.
You got 1p
Dame
off of it.
Judith Anderson, at 87 years old, says Cool and Dry, played Vulcan Talar. She was reportedly encouraged to take the role by her nephew, who was a devoted fan. She was originally to be the character T'Pau from the original series. Thank you for that. Right. I see. I've heard that.
They look very similar, don't they? Actually, when you think about it,
Yeah.
PTA is saying I've just checked Chat GPT, whatever that is, and there's no religious side of McCoy apart from allegorical references when he was stressed. So what does it mean?
Because it's confusing because he said that's in the Jewish community say I'm son of Isaac or son of this.
What about the script writer? Is it influenced by the script writer then?
Well, Leonard's Jewish, isn't he?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Practicing Jew, so
sorry, JT, I can't remember the guy that wrote it. Harvey or something.
Harvey Bennett.
Yeah, he's
Harvey Bennett.
Yeah.
Maybe it is influence.
He was a practicing Jew, and Leonard was. So
well, maybe it was. Maybe it's this whole thing that humans are the son of David, and it dealt with all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dalek Shalom, the three main characters definitely go through some type of transition in this one. That's personal to them. And it is, as I say, for me as well, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock is also an ending to how they've come into it with the motion picture and how they've been really introduced to it, because it's totally different in the next one. And their relationships move on again in the next one.
Yeah.
Even O'Neill is saying to us, the original working title for 3 was Return to Genesis.
Oh, right.
Again, there's that religious thing about this, isn't there? You know.
Yeah.
It's all that. It's a bit like what Doctor Who was doing at the same time with Resurrection of the Daleks, Destiny, and what was to come.
Yeah.
Strange. Chris Kaz is sharing a memory with us. I met Nichelle Nichols at a signing in Worlds Apart in Liverpool years ago. Can't have been well advertised. There was barely anyone there. I took my daughter as wanted her to meet a true female icon. Quite right, Chris.
Oh, nice.
How lovely that you got to meet her. And in the capital city of the world as well. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, good for you.
Well, there was a story about Nicholas, Michelle Nicholas, that like when she was usually doing the series, she was going to quit the show. And Martin Luther King Martin Luther King said, "Don't. You are the first person who's in a major TV show. Don't give it up.
Yeah, don't do it." Yeah. Because she was the first black woman, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But no, she was absolutely right. A lovely story there about Martin Luther King as well, wasn't he? Wasn't it? I mean, absolutely superb. And I'm glad she didn't, because she's in these films as well, earning a little bit more money. And good for her. And then they get all the convention appearances and stuff like that. So that's great. Thanks for all the memories that you're giving to us as well. Mark A. Wright is with us. Hi, Mark. The sacrifice of the Enterprise was almost as emotional as the death of Spock in the Khan. Right up until it exploded, I was convinced the ship would be saved. I was the same, but I'd read the comic book and I was just like, they're going for it. They're going for it. This is happening. I can't believe it. But it is emotional, Mark. You're right, because we've got used to the Enterprise. It's a character.
Yeah.
And it, just fantastic. Beautifully done. They know what they were doing, these guys. Hal Bennett and Leonard Nimoy. They knew what they were doing, I'd say. This was a great time to enjoy the franchise and other sci-fi shows at the time, says John Steed. Wasn't it just? We were spoilt, actually, really, weren't we? Because we had some classic sci-fi going around and about still at this particular point. Absolutely wonderful. They were all coming off, well, apart from Who, of course. A lot of them were coming off the back of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that. And it's a shame, says Funky, that Nichelle doesn't get much in this movie, but what she has, she's brilliant in. Yeah. But we get to see more of her, because coming up next, is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
Yep.
The final part of this whole sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to be looking at next, isn't it, guys?
It's just the one with the wheels in it, just to remind me.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah,
I'm more familiar with the movies at this point on.
Say that again, Andy?
I'm more familiar with the Star Trek movies at this point on there.
That's great. Yeah, they get home, but not necessarily when you expect them to.
Not the whales from Wales.
Not the whales from Wales. Yeah.
This is the point of the show where I'm going to ask the guys on the panel to give me the marks out of 10 for Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. You guys as well in the chat, if you want to take part, start putting in your marks out of 10 now as we do scores on the tricorder. Radium says that one of his favorite lines is Sulu, "Don't call me tiny."
Yeah.
And then this the other thing that we've forgotten, and Steve O'Neill is reminding of us, is production was endangered by the Great Fire at Paramount Studios. We mentioned this on the last film. And help fight the fire and rescue a crew member before firefighter reinforcements arrived. And it's very funny, isn't it, Stephen? Because the reason he did it is because he couldn't let the film overrun, because he was due back at TJ Hooker.
Season 2.
What was funny about that moment where Sulu says, "Don't call me tiny," and then jumps into the left like Robin with his cloak flying in the back? That was wonderful, isn't that?
PVFS is also saying to us, the Enterprise is also a cast member as opposed to just a setting. That's one of the things that gets missed. I think we're going to be talking a lot more about how it feels without the Enterprise, of course, in number 4, when we come to that, which will be here on the channel next month. Okay, so make sure you've subscribed. If you're new to the channel, please join us, subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up, give us a hype, and share the video as well, as I go to Lex right now to say, right, out of 10 on the tricorder, what are you going to give Star Trek 3?
It's got death, resurrection, and hope. 10 out of 10.
Nice and succinct. Thank you very much. Paul, yourself?
Now, like Andy said earlier, I've only seen this film a couple of times, and I saw it years ago when it first came out. I can't remember if I saw it in the cinema or not. I don't think I did. And then I saw it twice in the past week. First time I watched it again, I thought, it was okay. I watched it again this afternoon and really enjoyed it. I think sometimes if you're not in the right mood to watch something, you don't always appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Agree.
So this afternoon, I really enjoyed it, and I thought, actually, it's very good. And I felt, as we said already, really, I was heartbroken when the Enterprise was destroyed. Some great performances. I think for me, DeForest Kelly, it steals the show because he's hilarious as McCoy. And some great lines in it. And there are some great one-lines for everyone, to be honest. But he stole the show for me. I loved him in it. So I'm going to give it not a 10 out of 10, but 8 out of 10. And it's another high one for me too. Yeah.
That's another high one. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Paul. And Andy, what about yourself?
Right. Well, before I give my score, just an update on the Maltz character.
Oh, go on.
Right. So, according to the film history, he's never mentioned again or referred to at all. Nope. But apart from fan theories, of which there are plenty, the novelization of Star Trek 3 does say that Maltz commits suicide.
I'm upset now.
Yeah, well, that's a logical thing for a Klingon to do, given that he's failed.
He's a prisoner of war. Yeah, he would be executed people if they took him back to Klingon anyway, to the Klingon homeworld anyway.
It's like a Japanese samurai type of thing, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, that whole sort of honor. It's all about the honor.
And Viking stuff
of his honor.
So there you go. Right, love the movie. It was better than I remembered it as a kid. I said earlier on that it didn't quite hit the heights of 2, but it's very close. So I'm going to give it a strong 8.
Fabulous. Fantastic. Nice big scores here from the Whotastic panel.
Very well directed as well.
It's brilliantly directed. I was just about to say, for myself, I love the direction of this. I think it's fast-paced. I think it's tight. I think it's stylish. I think it looks good. I think Shatner is absolutely immense. I agree, Paul. I think that DeForest Kelly is also fantastic in this. I love the feel of the whole film. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And by God, you go on a roller coaster of a journey with them. It's got surprises galore. It's got some nice humorous moments. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I love this film. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's go and see what they're saying in the chat. We've got John Roberts giving this a Spocktastic 9.5 out of 10. Fabulous. Thank you. What's Cool and Dry saying to us? Captain Spock was captain for maybe 5 to 7 years before Khan. You wonder what that era was like without Kirk. Oh, gosh, I do. Yeah. John Cedars say to boldly go with a 7 out of 10. Bill Lowry. Hi, Bill. 8. Great scenes and a showcase for Chris Lloyd to prove he could do more than company. That's the point, isn't it? I think I remember reading somewhere, Bill, that at some convention or something he's done in recent years, in the last 10 years, he was grateful for Star Trek 3 because it gave him that break from the typecasting thing, you know. So good for him.
Then he did Doc Brown and just got straight back to it again.
Back into the eccentric Simon. PTA saying to us, Paul, that he's going to give it a 6 because they're going to get better. Interesting. Oh, I'm looking forward to that, Paul. Can't wait to see where you're going to go with 4 onwards. Cara, the Tolkien nerd, is saying to us, oh, this is easy. It's 10 out of 10. Proper Trek, says Julianne, and giving it an 8.5. Nice to see you, Julianne. Whatever. Stephen O'Neill is saying the name Spock was never used in the movie script, but instead the alias Naklov, which is Vulcan spelled backwards, was used. Oh, they were that insane about keeping it secret worthy for them. 10 out of 10 from the Dalek Shalom saying even number curse is just an illusion. And fun fact from Mark A. Wright, the guy who Sulu put into an arm lock is the same guy Spock next pinched in the motion picture.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice little bit of continuity then, isn't it? I don't know. It's probably a mistake.
We've got the next best neck pinch coming up for the next movie, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Steve Andrews is giving it a 10 out of 10. Thank you, Steve. And Funky saying to us, after the rewatch, I'm going to give this an 8. Much more interesting than I remember and more comedy than expected from the darkness that I thought it was all about. Thank you, mate. Cool and Dry saying 9 out of 10. It never should. Okay. Steve Andrews is saying The Voyage Home is my favorite one. Well, it's a good job that's coming up next then, Steve, isn't it? You can tell us all about why it's your favorite on that show. Chris Kaz is saying 9 out of 10. Don't subscribe to the odd number curse. Yeah. No, fair enough. That's great. And Mark A. Wright saying, I adore this film. It's the perfect bridge between the Wrath of Khan and The Voyage Home. I love that it was part of an ongoing adventure, and I couldn't wait for the next installment. 8 out of 10. Sheila B. in the Devotions, 9 out of 10 from me. Thank you, darling. What else we got here? What else we got here? Stephen Claridge is saying RIP to Chuck Norris, and then gives it a thumbs up. The film gives a thumbs up of 8.5. Radium, 9 out of 10. Solid sci-fi adventure with some great set pieces. And Johnny, we've proved he doesn't now, but he's saying Scotty beams malts down to the Tribbles' homeworld.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Mark McIntosh saying 9 out of 10. It's the closest feel to the original series. 9 out of 10 from Cool and Dry from Mark as well. A great transition between 2 and 4. And the PVFS is giving it a 10 out of 10. Cast chemistry, the story, full of feels, roller coaster, the visuals. You really get hit by the loss of the Enterprise. You do. I agree. Some fantastic scores. Any more for any more? Pop them in there now if you do. Otherwise, I'll call it a day. What a film. What a film.
I like the closing ending when it says the adventure continues.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Doesn't it say the human adventure?
It's. I think it'll
Oh,
take.
no, that's number 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number 1 is the human
It's
adventure.
Star Trek
Yeah.
3 says the adventure continues. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it's a great way of saying there's going to be another one, because they knew at this point there was going to be another one.
It was a cliffhanger, wasn't it? It's left on a cliffhanger. So,
Yeah.
Happy cliffhanger.
Yeah. Steve Braddock is saying I never read out his score. Where was it? Let me see if I can find it then. Steve Braddock. Where are you? I can't see it. Give it me again, because I can't see it. The chat is very busy with the scores.
The Tribbles have a cameo in the film, don't they, in the cafeteria?
Yeah. Those little those little fluffy things.
Yeah. And you see McCoy go, "Oh no." You walk to the table like this, he goes, "Oh no, the Tribbles," and he walks to the other table.
Yeah, that's nice, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steve, have you put your score in the chat? Please put your score in the chat again for me, because I can't see you. I can't see it. So put it again there for me. Be very quick.
And the video game scene with the World War II planes, that was good. Arcade type game, that was good. In the cafeteria. 10
out of 10 for Steve. Top tier Trek. Thank you, Stephen. That's wonderful. So thank you for that. Thank you. Well, I enjoyed watching it again. It's actually one of those guys that I would put on anytime if I want to have a comfort film, a nice film, because it has that lovely feel for me that I really enjoy. So I will put this on at any time at all.
Yeah. I'd watch it on a bank holiday Monday, because it got nothing else to do. I'll just watch it and get into it again. So
yeah,
I always see something new in the film.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, I've really enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for the review of Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Coming next, of course, on the channel is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Looking forward to that one, because I remember being horrified at the pictures a little bit into that film, but we'll go into that a little bit more. But Lex, Paul, Andy, thank you so much, as I say, for joining me. Thank you all in the chat for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Yes, here we go. We're going to be looking at the next one. Thank you, says Funky, who's saying live long and prosper. There you go. Absolutely.
I don't think I can do it, guys. I'm just going to wear it.
I can do it with one hand, and you can't do it on this hand for some reason.
Yeah. I can do it with both. Look.
You're just a show off now, aren't you?
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. I know, and I love it. And Chris Kaz is actually saying to us, Star Trek 1, 3, and 5 are all comforting bank holiday films. And you're very welcome, Cool and Dry. Thank you for the happy memories. That's the brilliant thing about these things, isn't it? We can. And don't forget that if you are here in the UK and you want to see them again, they are on reissue at some cinemas across the country. You can get to see some of these things back on the big screen as they start to celebrate certain anniversaries. It's terrible. Anyway, thank you all for your compliments. We will be back very, very soon. But stay tuned with us here on Who's Views. So from the guys and myself to all of you, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again very soon.
Good night.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.